Well, welcome to another edition of Carnivore Bites. I'm your host, Jeff Sherman, along with Dr. Eric Lopkin. Bombshell. There's just no other way to describe it. I believe, as we talked about on our last podcast, that Trump was more than weathering the storm with the Nadler impeachment fiasco. And then this bomb drops, and I don't know. And let me just say before, I don't want to ramble on. I'm scared, so scared, because this was a coup attempt. This is a coup attempt. I understand, like, what he did, any president would do, but they're just looking to get rid of him. Your comments?
Yeah, in all reality, you should be scared about this. This is the Democratic Party trying to get rid of a lawfully elected president. Now, I mean, let's start with the transcript. Now, first of all, everybody's calling it a transcript. It's not there is no transcript. In fact, somebody stated that no president has had calls recorded since the Nixon administration. What this is a professional note taker who took notes on the call. It's a five-page document of notes that quotes both sides, and in some cases paraphrases. When you go through the transcript, Trump asks the Ukrainian president for two things. He says they've got some intelligence about a server that may be in the Ukraine. From the context, it looks like it's related to possibly Hillary's emails, but it's definitely related to what started the Mueller investigation. The second thing he says is there's a lot of people talking about what Joe Biden did and how he stopped your prosecution of his son. If you could tell us what you know and work with Attorney General Barr so that we know exactly what he did.
And was Barr already investigating it?
I don't know if Barr was already investigating it. That doesn't come up in the conversation. The two things that the Democrats are going to hang their hat on are that, one, he said that Rudolph Giuliani would be able to assist the Ukrainian president. So that's crossing his personal lawyer with professional ethics. So they're going to hang their hat on that. They're also going to hang the hat on the fact that part of the conversation was about the fact that the European Union had not helped Ukraine at all. So
why would that be impeachable to any degree at all?
Well, taken by itself, it's not. In fact, taken by itself, neither one of these is impeachable. What they're saying is that the reason that Trump talked about the European Union not providing help is because he was implying that if the Ukrainian president didn't help him, we would not help either. Now, that's not stated anywhere in this conversation. The Democrats
that's all speculation.
Obviously. Yes, the Democrats are inferring this, but there is nothing in here that actually says that. Now, on top of all of this, some of the things the Democrats are going to have to deal with are their own behavior, because The Hill reported yesterday that when Chris Murphy, Democratic senator from Connecticut, announced that he was going to support impeachment, he stated in a public statement that if the Ukrainian president worked with the Trump administration, then he would work to keep any foreign aid from helping the Ukraine. So he has actually stated that the Democrats will do what they're claiming Trump said he was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, you've got the sound bites. Adam Schiff was on CBS this morning, and as he's talking about this, and this is before he saw the transcript, he stated that since Trump had requested help from Russia in the 2016 election, that it was amazing that he would do this again. Now, according to the Mueller report, Trump did not request help during the 2016 election. He was exonerated from that. The only thing that the Mueller report didn't exonerate him on was obstruction of justice. So the Democrats are already trying to spin this as though he was guilty before, and now he's guilty again.
Okay, the key thing is here, do you think there'll be cracks in the Republican ranks? I do.
I don't. I think
this is major.
I think there would have been more. I think they're going to investigate, but I don't think they're going to find anything. And short of any smoking gun, the Republicans are not going to impeach. The Republicans know, according to a Quinnipiac poll that came out earlier this week, 63% of the country is against impeachment. So unless the Republicans have an absolute smoking gun that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Trump is guilty, they are not going to vote for impeachment. There were a couple of Democrats who have stated they will vote to impeach and stated point blank that they are first term in the House and Senate. They are Democrats from red districts, and they said they will probably lose their seats because of their support of impeachment.
So how do you think this plays out in the end?
I don't think it's as big a deal as people are saying. And I'm actually basing this not just on the information in the transcript, but also NBC News, and I got to give them props for reporting this because most of the other stations are not. When the Inspector General handed this case to the Justice Department, they did not state the name of the whistleblower. To date, only the Inspector General's office knows who this whistleblower is. It has been stated, though, that it was not actually somebody on the call. So they're doing this through secondhand knowledge. But according to NBC News, when the Inspector General handed this over to the Justice Department, they stated point blank that the whistleblower had suspect political motives. So right there, you're dealing with an inference reported by somebody who was anti-Trump.
Yes, but the whole key thing is now you have a transcript, though. It doesn't make a difference how it started. It's you have a transcript. That's
yes, but there's nothing in the transcript that can convict him. That's just it. There's no evidence in that transcript. They can take his comments and claim that he implied a threat, but there's no threat in the transcript.
So how do you think this plays out politically?
Well, already you have seen since the transcript came out, Trump's base has been energized. They're all over social media with this. The markets, which dropped when news came out about this, rebounded all of its losses after the transcript came out. So they don't think there's anything to worry about.
All right, so
I honestly think this is going to look bad for the Democrats. I think they basically handed Trump, if they can't prove this and actually get him out of office, they just handed him the 2020 election.
And on that note, we'll close another edition of Carnivore Bites. Do it again next week.
See you then. You've been listening to Carnivore Bites, part of the Exvadio Podcast Network. You can catch us every week at exvadio.com/podcasts, on the iHeartRadio app, the Apple Podcasts app, the iTunes Store, Spotify, and wherever you find podcasts. You can also catch us live every Friday at 4 on WESU FM 88.1.